All right. We're back and we're live. How's it feel to be back, Mr. Rodney?
What up? What up? What up, good people? You know how it is, man. We're back. RJ Fantasy Football Talk. Um, New year, new season. Just to give everybody a backdrop, we already know I'm Rodney. This is JJ. If anybody has watched us on other shows, they know that we are champions. I'm a 7-time champion. My man over here is an 8-time champion. So, we know what we're talking about. We got a lot of years, 20 years combined doing this thing. Just ride with us, people. Like I always say, we're here to give you the knowledge that you're looking for. What's going on, man?
Hey, been enjoying this off season, watching the free agency, looking, of course, at the draft that we're going to talk about, and, of course, trying to stay safe and living this quarantine life. Trapped inside, you might say, but I don't really consider it trapped. I actually like it indoors, so I've been enjoying myself, getting to spend a little bit more time with the wife. Uh, so it's been good here. We've been blessed. How about yourselves?
I mean, I'm good, man. I'm an essential worker, so I'm out here in the field every day, man, trying to take care of these good people. But other than that, when I get home, I'm inside taking care of the family.
Right.
Trying to pick up on my fantasy, get ready to win me a couple championships this year, man. That's you.
Well, that's what we're here to do. Just between you and me, chatting, and hopefully also getting some input from some of our viewers. We've had quite a few with us in these early days, so we hope to continue. We always say we want this to be a conversation, so I'm ready to get into it.
Hey, that'll work. We're gonna have a good show. We're gonna talk about some first year rookies that we think gonna be impact players, and we're gonna talk about some second year people that we're gonna have that's gonna be impact players. We also got a special guest today with us. He is a 2-time champion. We're playing him in a couple leagues, and we'd like to bring him on. Whenever you're ready, you want to introduce him. We can go ahead and bring him on and get him started.
All right, well, here he is, live from Virginia. Tony Wilkins. That's my Western Branch High School alum brother. And he is the reigning SMFL champion. He took me down this past all season, so he's the champ. I'm the runner up that nobody cares about. But I'm glad to have you with us.
How you doing, bro? It's good to be here, man. Doing good. I'm blessed, bro. Good, good. So we might as well jump right on to it,
Yeah.
man. Everybody got their top 5 rookies that's gonna impact. I'll start off. Yes, sir.
Oh, you gonna go straight to the rookies? All right. Well, all right. I'll let you get it going with your rookies.
Well, my top 5 right now is I say Joe Burrow because of the fact that he is going to be the number 1 quarterback going into Cincinnati this year. So he's going to be that guy that's going to play. So he's going to be the one that's going to get handed the ball first, and they're not going to give it to anybody else because he's the number 1 pick. Then I got Chase Young, who's an edge rusher for Washington. He's going to be a monster. He's going to remind me maybe of Bosa a little bit. He can make a difference on that defensive line. So I'm definitely looking at him to see him do something. And I kind of flip flop a little bit here, but I am going with Jerry Judy out in Denver. I think him in Denver, he's going to slide right into that second receiver spot. It's going to do work. Okay. I think he's definitely going to do some work. And I want to go, and I've been tossing this up a little bit, so I'm going to go Henry Ruggs III out of Las Vegas. I think he slides in as the number 1 receiver. My counterpart might think different, but
Hey, always love for the Raiders. We always got love for the Raiders.
Raiders love. Then I'm gonna go a little homer pick. Everybody know I'm a 49ers fan. It's not a secret. It is what it is. I'm gonna go Brandon. The guy Brandon from the 49ers. He's gonna slide into that number 2 spot. He is a weapon. He's another version of Debo. Those two guys out there, they're gonna wreck shop. And we're gonna talk about Debo a little bit later. But right now, I think Brandon is gonna be that guy to go out there. He's just gonna take the reins and just go about his business. We can next go to
Okay.
JJ. With
Well,
his first year rookie list.
all right. Well, before we go to my list, I'm just curious because I was surprised when you submitted yours that you put a defensive player in there. I know Tony's happy to see that defensive player, but what makes you go? Because I know you from playing fantasy football. You switch out defensive players like whatever, whatever. So,
Well,
what about Chase Young makes you want to stay with him? I like him. Don't get me wrong.
the reason I said it is you got to think about what Bosa did last year. Bosa
He was
actually put up numbers as a D lineman slash like end last year coming into the draft, and he was drafted. Actually, I picked up Bosa in one of my leagues, and actually he stayed on my roster the whole year, and he did numbers for me. And it
okay.
wasn't just because it's a homer pick.
Wow.
The fact that he really did numbers. He was second in the defensive player award vote this year as a rookie, and he made Pro Bowl. So that tells you he was an impact player going into the season. So that's the reason I got it. But
Okay.
that's the reason I got him up there. But everybody's different.
Hey, I can't hate on you. You got some studs in there. But before I say my rookies again, I'm gonna be hospitable and I'm gonna pass the floor to my brother Tony. What's on your list, bro?
Oh man. All right. So here we go. I appreciate that, Rod, and showing love to the Redskins, brother. I appreciate that, man. I like that. Like but my five picks, I definitely have no particular order. I got my boy. I'm going with Rodney. Also was saying Henry Ruggs the third. Hey
Yeah.
man, you can't teach speed, brother. You know, 4.27 40-yard dash, bruh. You can't teach that, man. So he in fantasy, he definitely, long as he stay healthy, he's gonna be getting busy. He's gonna be blowing off the top of defenses, man, running past people. He's also a good route runner. So I would say definitely, man, if he's available, in these future upcoming drafts, he's a good person to pick. You can't teach speed. Next up, I'm going with another receiver, CD Lamb. I don't know if anybody been watching NFL Network. Steve Smith was saying this could be the Nets. Michael Irvin, Emmitt Smith, Troy Aikman, Jay Novacek type thing. I don't know if that's going to happen, but it's definitely they definitely look good offensively, man. As far as receiver wise, of course, they're running back, but CeeDee Lamb's gonna definitely bring another element to their offense. Teaming up with Michael Gallup, Ezekiel Elliott, Dak Prescott, man, he's gonna be getting the rock, son. They're gonna have to spread it around, but they're gonna get that young buck the ball, man. So now now I'm coming up on my running backs. I went kind of running back heavy. I think these three upcoming guys, gonna be doing a lot. I got Jonathan Taylor. That's gonna be one of the running backs from the Indianapolis Colts. I believe he's gonna be sharing carries with Marlon Mack, and he's a nice sized running back, man. 5'11", 227. He ran a 4.3940. Sheesh, these boys is, man, getting out, man. So I think he's gonna be a good running back, and I think they're gonna be like probably sharing carries. I think maybe also he could maybe be Karen Johnson out, and maybe as a starting running back possibility, maybe. But we'll see. But I think he's definitely gonna be getting the rock, man. We have my boy DeAndre Swift. Very fast, speedy guy, teaming up with Matthew Stafford, Marvin Jones, Kenny Galladay, and Danny Amendola. I think he's going to be like another guy that's going to be getting a chance, an opportunity to touch the rock. Also, we already know Matthew Stafford can throw that rock, so he's going to be also getting him the rock in the passing game. He's a running back that can shift out in the slot or wide. It can be a matchup problem, man. So I definitely think he won't be getting a lot of points. And of course, last but not least, Cam Akers, another running back, man. 4.47 guy, 5'10", 217. Man, these guys are fast, man. I think he's gonna be another good fantasy running back. He's gonna be getting the rock. They're gonna be getting him the ball, man, and he's gonna be touching that end zone. I think he's going to be definitely a red zone threat. So that's going to be a way he's going to be 6 points, man. So that's my top 5.
All right, that's decent. Nice job for your first time up here. I just want to point out how Henry Ruggs is on both lists right now. I'm gonna go back to draft night, and I posted this on our page because I was talking to Rodney before the draft happened. He was like, "Who the Raiders gonna pick?" Because the Raiders and 49ers were right by each other, and so I was like, "All right, I'm gonna tell you the truth. If Al Davis was alive, 100% guarantee Henry Ruggs is gonna be that selection because he just wants speed." Like you said, you can't coach speed. So I was like, he's gonna be the guy. But I really was thinking they might go in a different direction, and I was like, they might go with Judy, or they might even go with CeeDee Lamb. But I'm gonna tell you right now, I think that pick is gonna be nice for the team. But let me put my 5 up there while we on it, and I'll let you know.
Yes, sir.
From the beginning, you'll notice Henry Ruggs isn't up here. I didn't go with the Homer pick for this one. This is my reason. I've got logic here by my side. He's fast, right? He's going to open up the offense, and I believe all of that to be true. But I'm going to throw 4 names at you. Name number 1.
Okay, come on, JJ.
Darius Hayward-Bay. Fast and did nothing. I'm going to throw another name at you. Jacoby Ford. Fast. Did nothing. I'm going to throw another name at you. I'm going back. This is for you Raiders fans from way back. I'm going to go with James Jett.
Oh, man.
What happened? Nothing. I'm going to say one last name for y'all on this fast tip. I'm going to mention Raheem the Rocket Ismail, if you remember back then. Now, those were for the fastest dudes that Al Davis wanted on his team before their lightning speed. I'm asking this to both of y'all. How many 1,000-yard receiving years that those 4 players have combined?
I don't know right off the top of my head.
Take a wild guess.
3?
3? What do you say, Tony?
Man.
Just throw it out.
Say 1.
I'm gonna say 0 between the 4 of them. None of them. They never once had a 1,000-yard season. Now, I still like the Henry Ruggs pick because of the fact that it's going to open up the offense, but I think it's going to open it up for other players. And so I'm still not hating on the list, but he didn't make my rookie list. But when we get later to the second-year people, my homerness is going to come out. But for my rookies, I went with Joe Burrow for the exact same reason that you said, Rodney. I mean, he's going to be in Cincinnati. They're going to lose a lot of games. He's going to be throwing the rock a lot just so they can be relevant.
Yeah.
I wouldn't expect them to have less than 24 touchdowns this year. So I like Joe Burrow. I also like T. Higgins that the Bengals signed with him. Not enough to put him on my list, but I think they're going to have a nice little connection. My second dude is coming out of LSU also, Kansas City. When Pat Mahomes said, "Yo, I want this dude, Clyde Edwards-Helaire," then that tells you all you really need to know. But I'm kind of sad because Damian Williams was really good last year when he was healthy, which wasn't a lot. But he showed that he has potential, but Clyde is going to take over that spot. I was reading a little bit earlier, and they on CBS, they had him as for a mock draft they had him as the 7th overall running back. I think that's a bit high. They had him taking at the top of the 2nd round. I'm like, I don't know if I want to put that much faith in a rookie, but I think he's going to put up some really good numbers. I think he's a good pick. I like Jerry Jeudy. I like everything that Denver did in the draft. They have a good young quarterback they're working with. We already seen what Cortland Sutton can do, and they surrounded him with some awesome wide receivers. So the whole AFC West is trying to keep up with Kansas City. So speed, wide receivers took up a lot. And you also notice that those teams also went with that secondary because the Raiders put 3 picks on secondary for the same reason, trying to keep up with Kansas City. I got CeeDee Lamb, just like you said, Tony. Dak is throwing that ball around. They have a new coach now, but the offensive coordinator is going to still be the same. I expect him to do 5,000 yards easily. there was only 5 quarterbacks last year that threw enough yards to have two 1,000-yard receivers. Dak Prescott's one of them, and I think CeeDee Lamb is going to be a good connection there between Amari Cooper and Gallup. Someone's going to fall back a little bit, but I think there's enough love to go around for all of them to be relevant. And last but not least, I was hesitant on this one, J.K. Dobbins, because that backfield in Baltimore is crazy full, and their number one running back is really their quarterback, Lamar Jackson. He led the team in rushing last year, but I think there's enough room for J.K. Dobbins to be relevant as well. So that's my 5.
I got one question for you.
Go for it.
I guess the pick as far as the receiver that the Raiders pick, is it more of a you don't feel like he's going to be an impact because of those how you been?
I think he's going to be an impact on the offense. I don't think fantasy wise he's going to be the recipient of all the. They're going to, especially early, they're probably going to try to force it long. But look at Derek Carr. He's not really a long ball guy. If it was a different quarterback, like let's say they picked up Jameis Winston, I might be a little bit more in the line of go with him. But I think he's not going to be that dude to pick. There's a lot of. I say this. There's other wide receivers I jumped to before I went with Henry Ruggs. That's like a late flyer I'd try to go with. But just off the Raiders' history, speed doesn't equate to fantasy numbers.
Well, you don't think based on being that high of a pick in the system they're trying to run that they're gonna kind of force him the ball? Because I mean, you got to think about it. Are y'all in a winning situation now to where he's not gonna be that much of a focal point, or is it gonna be like, okay, we're gonna try to get him involved as much as we can and get some.
They're gonna force him the ball just to open up the other guys that are gonna be the real focal points of the offense. I think he's gonna be like a lot of people saying he's gonna be like the Tyreek Hill for the Raiders. I don't see that happening. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong because hey, that would be great for the Raiders. But just based on past, I've been burnt enough times to be like, all right, I like what he can do, but let's see if he makes stuff better for like Jacoby Ford, Waller, maybe Terrell Williams if you think he's a number one. And I think that's the best thing you can say for him is the Raiders don't really have a number one. So Henry Ruggs could jump in and be that dude. And in other years, that was not necessarily the case. So he has a shot. I just don't know whether I'm going to gamble on him. Yeah.
Being that we still on the rookie topic.
Okay.
It's 2 rookies that was kind of shocked being picked by certain teams. We're talking about Jordan Love, and we're talking about, if I'm not mistaken, where's it at? Remind me, Jalen Hurts. Hurts to the Eagles.
In Philly.
How do you feel like those 2 quarterbacks being picked by those teams in a situation they're being put in? Is that, do you see them playing this year, or do you see them sitting out this year? How do you feel about that?
I think the best chance of starting is gonna be when Carson Wentz gets hurt. He survived all of last year. And that's why I think they wanted to make sure they have a quality backup. But Aaron Rodgers is not sitting down unless he's hurt. But of course, he has a bit of an injury history going too. But I think Aaron Rodgers should be less shocked because he was in that same position with Brett Favre. I think Carson Wentz probably a tad bit more shell shocked. But we'll see how that works out.
I think the Jordan Love pick is that's kind of head scratching for me because that's showing a sign that maybe, because if you think about Brett Favre at that same time was a year younger when they picked up Aaron Rodgers. So
right.
They're closing on Aaron Rodgers at this point and they want to play him to see what they got. Because you got to think about it, they could have had a lot of people at that spot that could have helped Aaron Rodgers.
Oh yeah.
T. Higgins was one of them.
Yeah.
Would have been a question.
Yeah.
That second receiver role that they needed at the end of the day. But I think it's more of a head scratcher for me.
The biggest the biggest head scratcher for me, not just the fact that they went with Love, but then with the very next pick, uh, either the second or was the second? No, it was the second round. They went with AJ Dillon, where where you already got Aaron Jones there. So it's like they went backups for two positions before they addressed real serious needs they have on the team, like at wide receiver. And it's like I don't understand the logic of how you go with a backup quarterback and a backup running back, even though everybody does these run back committees. You had Jamal Williams there at the time that was decent enough of a committee. So I don't. I'm baffled by the first two picks Green Bay made. So I guess we'll see what they do with it.
How do you feel about that, Tony?
Well, I feel, man. I think Jalen Hurts. I think he will play like Carson Wentz is known to get hurt.
Especially
So
when Chase Young sacks him this year.
Jalen Hurts would definitely. Yeah, hey, let's go. Let's go. Hey, hey, look. I just, man. Hey, man. I hope it don't be no like Lawrence Taylor, Joe Theismann
Ooh, nah.
situation. That'd be bad.
Don't
Right.
look that bad on him, man. Come on, man. Like,
Yeah. Look, we not promoting violence up here by no means. That's. Hey, but all jokes aside, I think Jalen Hurts he will get on the field. I think they will use him in other ways.
Yeah.
I think maybe at a slot receiver. I mean, maybe even out wide. Like find different ways to get him the ball. And like I said, if Carson Wentz get injured, he definitely will get the play. Jordan Love, he not gonna play, bro.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers is not gonna have him playing at all. Like, I don't know if he's gonna be like Brett Favre, like him and Brett. It was just like Aaron had to learn on his own. I mean, he didn't say much. They said he didn't say much too. Aaron Rodgers because Brett knew that was his replacement. And I don't know if Aaron gonna carry it that way. But I don't think Jordan Love is not playing. He's gonna play in preseason, and he's gonna play in blowouts. I don't see him getting on the field, man. But like Jalen Hurts, he definitely has a better chance to get on the field, man. And then like I didn't realize, man. I don't know if y'all knew this. This man in college, man, was like squatting like over 500 pounds, man. This I didn't realize how strong Jalen Hurts was. And so I mean, like I said, they can use him, put him in all different kind of packages. So he definitely is going to get on the field in some shape, form, or fashion.
okay. I mean, I agree with that, and I have another one. Justin Herbert. A lot of people are saying because of the Tyrod Taylor issues, in Cleveland, where Baker Mayfield came in and took his job. Is that the same situation that they're going to be in with the Chargers? Is the Chargers just planning to use him? Because I read last week that Tyrod is day one starter, but they saying it could be a competition between the two. Now, I feel like Tyrod is a bridge for him, but I don't think Justin Herbert is that. I'm not saying he's a good quarterback, but I don't think he's ready to step in to take the reins yet. I
don't think so. I don't think you're ready.
Hey, they're going to have a rough time filling in for Phillip Rivers. So no matter who gets the position, I don't think I really want either one of them on my fantasy team. So that's like one of those late round maybes. But
but you gotta.
Yeah, but
you gotta think about it. If you draft Tyrod, do you take Justin Herbert?
I think you need to.
You gotta back it.
Yeah, you just like with Miami with Josh Rosen and Fitzpatrick, you can't have one without the other because you never know when that switch is gonna happen.
That is absolutely true.
Yeah.
But I think that I feel like with those rookies, some of them gonna be good, some of them gonna be bad. Some gonna have their hard times. But then you have your second year ones that had great years last year that's gonna come in and that's gonna be impact players. And we all three have 5 on 5 that we think they're gonna be impact players. And we can start with Tony
slinging the rock, getting the rock out quick. He's not gonna be sitting back there like a sitting duck. And like I said, he can run. So if that, spreading them out 3, 4, 5 wide, spreading the defense out, it makes it easier for him to see the field. So I think Kyler Murray, he definitely would be a good second year fantasy pick, man. And man, he just got another weapon. He got a strong weapon of a man named DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah.
Come on, man. He's gonna be blowing off the top of the defense. You got my boy, future Hall of Famer, Larry Fitzgerald, back there, man. Got the rookie, another guy, Hakeem Butler, tall, big wide receiver, man. So they got weapons, man. They got weapons. So if they protect him, he's gonna be definitely getting a lot of points. My number 2 guy, I know a lot of people picked him up last year, probably maybe mid halfway through your season. Devin Singletary, man. Woo, that boy, he nice, man. Point straight up. He's nice. He can catch the ball out the backfield. He runs with a low center of gravity. He makes you look crazy out on the field. Put a few moves on you. Will run you over. Will fake you out. I'm telling you, man. He was definitely one of the upcoming guys people started to take notice to in fantasy. And once people started noticing him, he got in your league. He got going quick, man. So definitely, he's going to be a guy. I took a few stats down. He had 775 yards last year off 151 attempts. He averaged 5 yards a carry, 5.1 yard a carry. So he had only 2 touchdowns, but his production, once he started getting the rock, man, it started to build up. So he's definitely a number 2 guy, man. Got to get him. The freak of nature, DK Metcalf. I said Metcalf. Look, Metcalf, man. DK Metcalf. He, man, like a freak of nature, man. He almost reached 1,000 yards. Like he had 58 receptions for 900 yards, averaged 15.5 yards a catch. He had 7 touchdowns, man. He's definitely a weapon for Russell Wilson. We know Seattle like to run the rock, play action. I think he's going to they're going to stack the box up. He's going to be able to get man-to-man coverage, man. And Russell was going to be able to just throw it out there. He's going to moss somebody and, going to be looking nice at that, that crazy size and crazy speed. And got my boy, Daniel Jones, second year. I think he's a good up-and-coming quarterback. Can't believe I'm talking about the Giants, man. Wow. Redskin fan. What in the world, bro? Anyway. You know what I'm saying? That's why you can't be biased, folks. That's going to cost you to lose in your fantasy league. Don't be biased. Don't try to get your whole team because you a Redskin fan, whatever fan you are. I promise you, you're going to lose. I'm telling you right now. You're going to lose. But Daniel Jones definitely make a good up-and-coming quarterback. He's a smart guy. I'm trying to think. He had 12 interceptions last year, 24 touchdowns, over 3,000 yards passing. Had a decent year, man. I know some people picked him up. Probably end up getting to the starting lineup with some fantasy, with some people playing fantasy. But he's definitely got to look out. This might be his breakout year. He got Saquon Barkley, Golden Tate, Sterling Shepard. So he has some weapons out there. He got Ingram. So he got weapons, man. So like I said, they protect him and everything. A lot of points there. And last but not least, somebody JJ gonna be happy about that I got on my second list, Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs. I know he's liking that. You know what I'm saying? We showing love to the Raiders.
Loving it.
Tonight. JJ loving it.
I just hope the Raiders are as good as y'all predict them to be in fantasy, right?
Hey, look, I'll take him. I'll take Henry Ruggs. I'm telling people right now. I'll take him. Josh Jacobs, man, over 1,150 yards rushing, 7 touchdowns, man, average 4.8 yards a carry. Beast. I mean, what can you say? When the ball's in his hands, it's like gold, brother. So, definitely Josh Jacobs will be one of those guys that go, depending on how structure of your fantasy league is, he's one of those guys that's going to go. So, that's my top five.
All right, nice numbers. I'll take the second one, and I'll let you know that I also went with Josh Jacobs. I told you that my homerness is going to show, so get ready for the homerness. I'm starting off the same place you went with Kyler Murray. That offense is just going to be sick. The whole NFC West is going to be crazy this year. Josh Jacobs, he should have been the rookie of the year last year. Kyler Murray stole it from him, but we're not even going to be mad about that. My next dude is Drew Lock. He was hurt most of last year, but with the weapons that we already talked about, Judy being there and Cortland Sutton, Drew Lock is going to be a nice pickup for next year. If you're looking for a quarterback, you can get probably a little bit late. He should do some solid numbers. Debo, I know. I know Rodney wants to talk all day about Devo, so I'm gonna let him have the floor for that one. And the last one on my list. Now, don't laugh at me. I actually almost saved my last selection for next week's show. We're gonna be talking about sleepers and such now. But I was like, I am so confident in Hunter Renfrow. I'm going to put him on my stud list for the upcoming year. I may live to regret it, but I don't think so. I am 100% guaranteeing you 1,000 yards from Hunter Renfrow this season coming up. He had six. Scratch your head. I see you over there scratching your head, Tony. I ain't even mad at you. Y'all can laugh. But remember when this wide receivers I could have taken above Hunter Renfrow, but I'm trying to told you. If you followed the Raiders like I do at the end of last year, you'll notice he was getting over 20% of the targets. He is an offensive monster. I want you to put in your minds Wes Welkers, Amendolas, Cooper Kupps more recently. That's the kind of receiver Hunter Renfrow is going to be. And the great thing I like about Ruggs, the third, is that he's going to open up that slot. And Hunter Renfrow is going to beast. Him and Waller. They were the main two people on the offense last year, and they're going to both step it up. It's crazy to say it, but Derek Carr is going to have two 1,000-yard receivers. One of them's going to be a tight end, and the other's going to be Hunter Renfrow. I dropped the mic. I guarantee it. This is what I'm telling you.
Yeah, I don't know, Tony.
Hey.
I can't speak for him, Tony. I'm just saying. I don't know, Tony. I don't know.
Okay.
That list is cool.
I'm going to say over this guy, 7 championships. This guy down here, 2 championships. This dude right here, 8.
Okay.
Let me get him in there. So I'm just trying to let you know. And last thing, because I know you got to get your list in. The last thing I want to say about Hunter Renfrow is he's going to go late, like round 12, 13, 14. So you can grab him really late and have a stud. Promise you.
Okay.
All right.
I'm not mad at you about your list, except the last one.
I knew that last one was going to be some controversy.
That last one kind of shaky.
That was a sleeper.
I might use him again next week, so I'm going to be right on one way or the other, right?
I need you not to do that. Okay. So, I'm going to go ahead and roll into my list.
All right, now.
What you got?
I got Deebo Samuels, obviously. You know, he is a good player. He had 802 yards and 6 touchdowns last year. He will be the number 1 receiver in San Francisco this year because Emmanuel Sanders is gone. So,
okay.
I'm going him, and then I'm going A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown was a monster last year. He had 1,051 yards and 9 touchdowns. He's going to be a monster outside of Derrick Henry. He's the only weapon they have. So he's going to be big. Obviously, DK Metcalf is another one. He's going to be big. Then I got Josh Johnson and I got Kyler Murray. So those are my 5 that I'm going with. I think those guys are going to go early and they're going to go off. And Kyler Murray might go top 3 this year in some leagues just because of the fact that he is going to have, with those receivers and with that, he's going to be monster because he can run and he got 2 big receivers. And nobody is talking about the other weapons that he got. So tough division, but with the boy got the skill set to be a fantasy monster.
Yeah, he's the rookie of the year, and now he has Deshaun Watson's favorite. So I would expect everything I expected last year from him, from Kyler Murray, and maybe even more.
So I had a few other ones that I thought would do good numbers. Hollywood Brown, I think, will be good this year.
Oh yeah, he's gonna be very nice.
Um,
Y'all got a nice wide receiver there in Washington that should be pretty good. Assuming Haskins gets his life together.
Terry.
Yeah.
Definitely, I love Terry. Terry had good numbers last
year. Yeah, I was surprised when I looked at him. I was like, oh wow, he was putting it down last year. Yeah.
He almost made my list, man.
Yeah.
He almost made my list.
He almost made mine too, and I think Terry will be more productive this year because he has a connection with Dwayne Haskins because they went to Ohio State together. So I think those two, with a whole another year under their belt in the leagues, under that playbook, I think they're going to be awesome. But I don't think they're going to win many games, but I still think he's going to be productive as a fantasy player. And you probably can get him, I ain't going to say early or late, but you probably can get him mid-round going because he's a number one receiver. You don't have too many of those anyway. They have nobody else to throw to anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
We don't have nobody else. Look, we don't have nobody else to throw to, Redskin fan. So we gotta get on receptions, man. We got nobody else to throw to. Nobody. But my boy Terry.
I mean, I think other than that, I think it's going. That's my five, and I think they're going to do numbers. I think Debo going to do 1,000 yards receiving. He's going to do 500 yards.
Yes.
Easy.
Yeah.
Facts.
I agree.
Yeah. Facts.
So, and I think Jacobs probably would do 1,200 yards this year, just off the fact that with those receivers,
he almost had 1,200 this year. So
that's what I'm saying.
so he'll get that.
If I'm not mistaken, he could have had 1,200. So
yeah,
with him playing a whole 16-game season, I really think he can produce this year and do numbers for anybody that pick him up. I'm one of the ones that's going to be aiming for him. So I'm going to need Josh to go my way because I want him. So I'm going to just need Josh to
Me too. I want him too.
No.
I want him too.
No, but I mean, other than that, I like y'all list, man. Like anybody that's on with us, if you have any questions, let us know. Hit us in the comments. We will answer them for you. If you need any suggestions who you should take, I think we can help. Just let us know. I mean, we the guys that's here. RJ is here to help y'all. So we here every week. So just let us know how y'all feel. If you have any questions, I think just get with us.
Yeah, let us know in the comments. We'll be happy to chat back with you because, hey, we want to conversate. We have Lucy Jones and Orlena Lewis, that's my mom, y'all, watching there in the comment section. So I just want us to give a shout out. Hey, how y'all doing? And yeah, if you're watching this later, and even if it's not live, you can just send us questions. We're here to answer, and we're here to learn too. So like I said, it's a conversation. So let us know what stuff you want us to chat about. Next week, like I said, we're going to be doing sleepers. And Hunter Renfrow is going to be on y'all list now that I sold y'all on him. So,
come on, man. You're better than that. You got 8 championships, and you want to play.
Come on, JJ.
Okay.
Come on, man.
Hey, it's on film now. So when he hits 1,000 yards this season, just go back and watch this. I'm like, JJ told me.
Because, and you're a commissioner of 2 leagues, and you're gonna. Man, like you have. I would need you to like come to earth a little bit. Commissioner of 2 leagues, man. How would your people feel in your league that actually look for you advice to actually say he's the commissioner of my league?
Because I said it, they're gonna be drafted. I said you'll get Hunter Renfrow in the 14th round. He's probably gonna go in the 3rd now, just because I said it.
Well, look, I'm in one of your leagues, and we like co-commissioners, and I'm not listening to your advice. No, I'm not doing it.
Okay.
No, I'm really kind of. That's a shocking one, but
yeah, I meant to shock, but I'm also standing by it.
He said it first here, okay?
Hey, I guarantee you, I'm the only person saying that. So when it happens, I'm gonna say you heard it here first, because no one else is gonna say it. Me and Hunter Renfrow and John Gruden, we're the only ones that believe.
Anybody watching this live, we're not co-signing that at all.
Okay. Y'all have any other second year players that y'all think that's gonna do work that we didn't talk about?
Hmm.
That's out there that's floating around.
Um, Another second year.
Let's see.
Let's see. I know we already talked. We talked about. I know we would have did it like a top 10 list. I know Terry would
Yeah.
have been my number 6, so we kind of talked about him a little bit. He's definitely going to be uh, one of the guys going to be getting the rock all the time because that's all the Reds can really have. And him and Dwayne Haskins, they have a good relationship. So as far as connection, and I'm trying to think of anybody else. I know we talked about Terry. Um,
I have a few. I got a lot on the defensive side actually. To be
Okay.
honest,
oh, okay.
Brian Burns from Carolina is gonna be. He's an edge rusher. Edge rusher. So you know those edge rushers nowadays, they running those 4 or 5 edge rushers out on that front D line, and he had 100 tackles last year as a rookie. So
Okay.
and him
Okay.
actually, really don't really draft defensive players like that until like the last couple of rounds, and you kind of switch them out every week.
Right.
So they're more of they're not a need if anything, but it's some guys like Luke Kuechly was the one that you would keep on your lineup every week
Right.
because he was the linebacker
yes, sir.
that at least 10 tackles a game. Brian Burns is one of those guys that you might can think about that can get you those 10 tackles a game, maybe a fumble recover, maybe a sack. It's just things of that nature. So I just think at the end of the day, I think he's going to be good. Then I got is a tight end Noah Fant from Denver.
Yeah.
He's good.
Another
Yeah.
one who could be another good tight end. Nobody's talking about him, but he's added to that with the receiver they picked in the draft, who could be added to that offense for Drew Lock.
Yeah.
Now that makes your case for Drew Lock though, because of him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Drew Lock. That's why I got Drew Lock is going to be nice this year.
I think he is too.
Yeah.
I think Drew Lock gonna.
For the little time that he played, he threw 7 touchdowns, which is more than any other so-called quarterbacks they had out in Denver. So with just the limited games he played, he already showed he's got some potential. So I'm going for him. Yeah. Especially if you're in a 2 quarterback league, grab him. Grab him late.
Well,
Yeah.
4-1 when he did get in the game, so
Yeah.
that speaks values to like what type of player he is. So he is going to be, and if he start off at 4-1, I mean, definitely, come on now.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be, especially in like as Tony's joining another league that we're in this year, it's a 2 quarterback league. I feel like Drew Lock will be going in that first 20.
Yeah.
Because of that. Because people see the weapons that he got. He's going to be in that top 20. Well, we don't know where in the top 20, but he's definitely going in the top 20. Now, I know JJ may take him in the top 20 for a second quarterback. So, we'll see.
Hey. I wouldn't rule it out.
You wouldn't do that? You wouldn't take him on the come around?
Hey, if I got the number 1 pick and then he's around at number 20, oh, for certain. Put Mahomes and Lock together, that's a nice combo.
I ain't mad at that.
So,
You might be on to something. Now, I might want the number 1
Hey,
pick now. So,
when we get to our quarterback show, I'll break down the strategy, especially for a 2 quarterback league. It's a little bit, like you said, it's a little bit different. Tony's going to be great in it. Tony's good at fantasy football. In fact, Roddy didn't want me to say it on air, but Tony is the only person that can claim to have beaten both of us in a championship game. So, I give my man his props.
Thank you, JJ.
Hey.
Thank you, man, for being one of the first persons up here. To share this opportunity with y'all, man. So. I appreciate the love, man. You could have easily not talked about that at all tonight, brother. So I appreciate it, man. Much love, man. Much love, brother.
Hey.
Much love.
Look, that's information that didn't need to come out. Because, for people that know me, and JJ know well that Tony's always been my nemesis in that league.
Yes.
Show
the trophy.
I mean, I just don't understand it, man. I don't know what he got against me, man. Every time I make it to the championship with this guy, he always beat me. But it's not.
Not last year though.
Not last year.
Well, you know what happened, right? Okay, not last year, but before that it was.
Before that, okay.
Okay.
So I mean, I got a good resume in that league, but
Oh, yeah.
I am getting back this year.
Yeah.
We're not gonna talk about JJ's record last year, by the way, at 5-7. He did make the playoffs, but
How did you make the playoffs, dog? Like,
because I'm that good.
5-7.
I'm that lucky. And get it right. 5-7-1. We've gone over this. 5-7-1.
He had a
Yes.
tie at one time.
Matt Tyus what got me in the playoffs. So
Yeah,
Man.
don't hate on it. Well, let me ask y'all this though. Since we own drafts, I know it's been a while, but how did y'all like this new draft format?
I loved it.
Yeah. You
I
told.
loved it.
Yeah, I liked it.
Every bit of it.
I like the to get that inside look at people's homes and see the fan reaction of the. I mean, they're gonna go back to Cleveland for some reason next year. Then they'll be back in Vegas. So 2020, what's that? 22? Yeah, we gotta have the SMFL draft in Vegas.
No, we don't.
What?
No,
All right, we just do an R&J fantasy football show from Vegas.
we can do that then, because you're gonna be a homer and you're gonna do your homer thing. It's cool, you know.
Hey.
It's all good, man. But at the end of the day, I think it was good. Honestly, I liked it. It was a different feel. So
Yeah. It was different.
it felt more. Actually, if you want to be real, the ratings was a lot higher than it was previous year. So they had 5 million people actually tune in.
People had nothing else to do. They're dying for sports, you know.
I mean, that's true.
So-
But at the end of the day,
But hey, they could have tuned in to, Netflix or something like that. So the fact that many people decided to view, that says something.
That's a lot
Yeah.
of people, man.
That's a whole lot of people.
tuning in, man.
I mean, I feel good. You know, I liked it. It was cool, and the interaction with the family members, because they only
Yeah.
invite a certain number of people actually to
Exactly.
the draft when they're in a certain place. So, but they had 60 people on Zoom that was Zoom pretty much throughout the draft. You know, people getting drafted. Some of them was a little crazy. You know, you had some where the mom.
Yeah. CeeDee Lamb snatching his girlfriend's phone. A lot of wild stuff was going on.
She grabbed it a little bit. And then
She grabbed it. He snatched that girl right back.
He's gonna fit well in Dallas. I will say that.
I know that's right.
But other than that, it was cool. I didn't have an issue with it. I
Yeah.
really liked it. So, hey, I'm with it. If they do it again, I'm good with it. So,
Yeah, I thought it was good.
I think it's good. But this the first show of the season, people. We are gonna be back every week after this.
Every other week until the preseason starts. Yeah.
Until the preseason starts. So
Yeah.
get used to us, man. We're gonna give you all the help you need with your draft coming up, because I know a lot of people need it. You need that experience talk from us, and we can give it to you. You got a lot of championships between us three. So we got over 60 championships. I'm sorry, y'all.
Who's joining the show? That's your daughter. She got something to say, man.
She got something to say. Hey, mama. Hey, mama.
Something to say. So, but we definitely we can help you all out. We can give you all the advice you need. Just
Right.
tune in with us. Give us a chance, because we do this, man. I tell you, we talk fantasy all day long. I know I do. Me and JJ, we talk every day.
Oh,
We
yeah.
talk fantasy.
Yeah.
We try to build our brand. So RJ is gonna be here to last. You see the shirt, people. RJ with us. So
I need that.
Yeah.
so just tune in with us. Also, we'll be having merch coming. You just got to give us some time on that, but we are working on something like that. If you want one, let us know, but we will be working on that. So, but we are going to be back in 2 weeks talking about, some more fantasy football. So,
Yeah. I got more sleepers, not just Hunter Renfro. I got more. I got a lot.
JJ, you need to dump that, bro.
All right. I just want y'all negativity to be on this a few more times, so it's gonna be even sweeter when it happens.
JJ, like the young people say, you capping, bro. You are capping.
See, I'm old enough to have no clue what that means. So
Hey,
That
look.
just mean it just mean you tripping, man. That's all. You tripping.
Hey,
You
look,
tripping.
man.
hey, what's up, little ant?
Oh, say what up. Say what up. Say what up, man.
Hey.
I see we got about 10 comments, man. Anything? Anybody got any questions for us?
Oh yeah, check out them comments, JJ.
uh, I don't see any questions. Let me
Oh,
see.
okay.
Uh huh. We got my family is representing. Talking
Okay.
anything. Hey, my aunts, my uncles, my sisters, everybody. Look at that, a whole clan.
Dang.
But
Dang.
no questions. No questions coming up right now.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
but
You know,
like I said, leave them for us in the comments. We'll try to hit them back as best as we can.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even like tomorrow, if you want to comment on something and you had a question for us that you couldn't get with us tonight, we'll definitely get back with you tomorrow evening, tomorrow morning, whatever we can get a chance to get back with you. We will answer your question and give you the best advice we can give you. We got about 5 minutes. Anything you want to say, JJ, before we roll out of here?
No, I'm good. Are y'all? Here's the question though: are y'all too happy with the draft moves y'all respective teams made?
I love my draft. I love Kinlaw. Kinlaw is gonna be a monster. He's 6'5", 325 pounds. I mean, he's the
Yeah.
replacement of Debo Foster. I mean, so I love it. So I'm not against it. So I think we good. And then actually we picked up a receiver from Tennessee who I
Right.
think is gonna be a monster. In the sixth round, he's 6'4", and he ain't nothing but a yak monster. He gets yards after the catch like it ain't nothing. So with him and Debo and Brandon, I
Yeah,
think
that should
we
be nice.
got Hurd coming back. I think with Kittle's obviously. I mean, Kittle's the best tight end in the league, and so I think we're gonna be all right. Definitely shout out to JJ, by the way.
What Travis Kelsey say?
What up, boy?
You better realize.
Travis Kelsey.
Yeah.
Come on now.
What about them skins? What they gonna look like? Is Haskins
Man,
gonna be better this year?
man,
I think he might.
I'm already speaking it now. Future Lawrence Taylor, man.
Okay.
Future
Well,
Lawrence Chase Young, man. Man, he gonna. I'm trying. He gonna be a problem, man. I'm telling you, he's gonna be a problem
Yeah.
in the league. I mean, even if he didn't, go to the Redskins, if he even went to the Batman, wherever he was gonna go,
it was gonna be a problem for somebody.
he's gonna. Hey, and I'm trying to tell you, man, Chase Young is a beast. I was happy. I know some people thought maybe we would have went, maybe quarterback like kind of like how Arizona did.
Uh-huh.
Rosen's, first round. Then you had Kyler Murray go like some type of deal like that. I'm glad we didn't go quarterback. I feel we should definitely. If we feel like Dwayne Haskins the man, I think we need to build around him. So I'm happy with Chase. And Chase Young, to me, hands down, was the best player in the draft. Hands down.
Hard to
Best
argue.
player.
Hard to argue that.
I mean, coming out the gate.
Yeah.
I mean, probably 10+ sack season this year. And I like a draft that a guy they picked up. He's a receiver from a small school, Liberty University. His last name is Gandy. Tall, big,
Yeah.
tall, big receiver, man. He was another guy. I like the fact that they picked. I think he can help out as far as on the offensive side and help Dwayne Haskins. So hopefully he was a later round pick.
Yeah.
But he was one that stood out to me out of all the other picks. He was a guy that stood out to me, man. I think he will might be able to help the Redskins offense definitely get better because like we talked about earlier, Terry McLaurin, man, there's no other receivers out there.
Yeah.
So we need somebody to step up. And help Dwayne Haskins out, man. So I like what the Redskins did. They picked up some linemen, center guards and stuff. So I like what they. I probably I'd give them a B- if I had to give a grade. I say a B-. I think we covered some needs, and I just can't wait to watch Chase Young play.
Yeah, that's gonna be something. Yeah.
He's gonna, you know what I'm saying? He gonna be a problem, bro. I'm telling you. But overall, man, I like what the Skins did.
And I want to say I appreciate you, Tony, for Trent Williams. I just Silverback. Just want to put that out there. My boy put out some workout film today.
Right.
The boy is crazy. He gonna open up some holes. Look, we already had a rushing team in the league.
Yeah.
What you think we're gonna do this year with Trent Williams? I mean, come on,
Man.
I mean, hey, really?
Trent.
I appreciate you though. I really do, man.
Hey, man.
And I really would. Telling you.
Hey, Rodney, virtual hub, brother. Virtual hub, man.
I appreciate it because
Hey, Trent gonna be a beast, man. He gonna be a beast for y'all. Y'all running backs are already crazy. So, and he's a mauler, bro. And I see him in person with no pads on. This dude is huge, man. And he's athletic. I mean, in my eyes, man, future Hall of Famer, man. He's gonna be nice for y'all, man. Definitely.
How you feel about yours, JJ?
Hey, they did not surprise me with how they went out the wide receivers because we didn't really have a strong wide receiver core. But I think they filled the gap. The player that has me interested is actually Lynn Bowden from Kentucky. He's going to be a running back / wide receiver / quarterback / Taysom Hill, basically, but for the Raiders. So I'm looking forward to seeing what John Gruden goes to the lab and puts together. I say one thing about the Raiders. John Gruden is going to have them better. I was not 100% sold on it because when you do retreads of coaches coming back, it doesn't always work well. But I think they're assembling a nice little squad. They kind of confused me in the offseason with the Marcus Mariota pickup, but we'll see. I still think Derek Carr has that job solid. They got some good wide receivers. They addressed some issues on the defense in the draft. So I think they're not playoff ready quite yet, but I think the Raiders are going to be challenging for second place in the AFC West because ain't nobody taking down the Chiefs anytime soon.
I think honestly,
Yeah.
the whole Marcus Mariota thing was to put competition, to put
Yeah.
fight to Derek Carr.
Right.
Because a lot of people don't realize you got to have that second quarterback in the room. I
Yeah.
know people don't like it, but to get it going and put that little fire underneath there,
Yeah.
you got to have that there. So
I would have rather that second quarterback have been Jameis Winston. I'm just saying. But
I know you, a lot of
but
people did.
yeah.
So.
But Mark, he's a good backup because that's pretty much what I think he is and what he will be.
I mean, anytime you let Tannehill take your job, you're definitely a backup. So we're not going to talk about it.
Right.
But I mean, I speak. But y'all went 8-8 last year, if I'm not mistaken.
7-9, I think.
7-9.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's a good start, though. I mean,
It's not bad. It's not bad.
I mean,
They've been worse.
A couple games y'all could have won. Y'all
Yeah.
could have been in the playoffs. I mean, it's just you got to look at it. You got to look at the bright side of things.
They weren't the worst team in the league. That's what they were for so many years. So I'm cool with it.
Hey, look, my boys went 2-14.
Yeah.
A lot of times. So you got to think about it. I think about the bright side of things that my team do. So I think with Garoppolo coming back, he's gonna be. And I'm gonna make a bold prediction before we get off here. Garoppolo is gonna throw 5,000 yards.
That's not bold.
And 30 touchdowns.
That's bold. Okay. I think the 5,000 is solid. That's happening.
No, well, if you think about the transition that Ryan Leaf made. I mean, I'm sorry.
Who's the offensive coordinator right there?
Yeah.
He's thrown for 5,000 yards.
If you think about the leap that Matt Ryan made.
Yeah.
From year 1 to year 2 with Shanahan.
Yeah.
He went from a good quarterback to an MVP quarterback. So I see the same thing in the future for Garoppolo because at the end of the day, Garoppolo has more weapons this year, and I think he's gonna. Mind you, he was third or fourth in the league in touchdowns.
Yeah.
And his third down completion rate is crazy. So a lot of people don't even think about that. They think about the fact, yes, he did have a bad second half in the Super Bowl, but that's that could be on Shanahan saying that, hey, we should have ran the ball.
Right.
So, but he was about to be the MVP of that Super Bowl if it was not for that.
Right. Hey, like I said, I would be more surprised if Garoppolo didn't throw for 5,000 yards this year. So I I'm with you 100% on that.
Hey, fellas. Hey, before we go, man, what do y'all think? Just throw that out here real quick. Where y'all think Cam going? Real quick.
Hopefully the Patriots,
I say the
but
Patriots too. I say the
Me
Patriots.
too.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Okay. That's a royal flush.
I'm
Yeah.
not I'm not I'm not I'm not 100% convinced it's going to happen, but that's where I'm hoping he lands because
I hope he lands.
he's too good of a quarterback to be somebody's backup or just be
Yeah.
sitting on the side. So
He's not gonna be a backup,
yeah,
man.
so
Cam ain't going for that.
yeah, so I'm hoping he's in New England. I can't think of anywhere else that makes more sense. I guess.
I mean,
Okay.
I don't see because a lot of the teams picked up quarterbacks in the
Right,
draft.
and
So they,
and New England did nothing. So
yeah.
either Belichick knows that Jarrett still him is like really good, or they
No.
just don't care right now. But so it's like he knows or he just believes in his system so much. He's like, I made Matt Castle look good. I can do this with anybody. But I think Cam goes there.
I mean, I think Belichick is trying to make a point this year that he can, like you say, he can make any quarterback good because
Right.
Matt Castle did go 11-2 as a starting quarterback for the New England Patriots. So let's remember that. So
Yeah.
at the end of the day, if he's saying, "Look, I made Tom Brady, I'm gonna make this guy better." So that's the thing. I think that's the point he's trying to prove. And then another thing, does Cam mix with what Belichick will try to do? They're two
Right.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah, they are.
So
Yeah.
that's another thing that will be another head scratcher.
Yeah.
Like, and I hope he does go there
Yeah.
because I do want him to start. Just
Yeah.
kind
Yeah.
of thing.
hey. All he got to do is learn how to deflate footballs. He'll be good to go.
You stupid.
Oh snap! Oh snap! Shots fired.
I'm just saying.
Shots fired.
If you're not cheating, you're not trying. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, guys.
Oh snap! New England fans mad right now.
Let him be. Let him be.
Oh,
It's
no.
documented.
Hey, I will document this. This is on video, so you said it. You said it. So,
Yes, I did. I stand by it.
appreciate you coming on, Tony.
Yeah, thanks, Tony, for joining us. We will definitely be having you back at some point.
Oh
Exactly.
yeah, let me know, man.
Yeah.
Man, look, this was fun, man. You know, anytime, man, y'all want to take time and talk football, brother. I'm all game. I'm all down. Let me know, man. Definitely support my brothers, man. Support them, man. R&J Fantasy Football, man. Hey, it's gonna be fire. I'm telling y'all, support it, man.
All right.
Matter of fact, I want to be the first one to purchase a shirt, man. I'm gonna make that, so I want my shirt, man.
I got
me.
it.
We got Cash App. I can send it, Venmo, whatever. But hey, man, I gotta get my shirt, man. Y'all support my brothers, man. They love football. They passionate about it. Definitely, man. Support.
Appreciate the love.
Appreciate it. And to everybody that's watching, I appreciate y'all watching.
Yeah, thanks for joining in. We'll be back in 2 weeks.
Get at us, and we will answer them, and we will see you again.
All right.
Peace out.
Peace.
All right, man. Be blessed.